Alright, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakwadash, double honors to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone, the peace of the hopeful elect out there. Shalom. There was a video going around. Elder Apostle Dahar did a sit down on it. I think the original video was posted by our brother GMS Inquire early. And it was a video supposedly of some like hornet's nest type of unidentified flying object over a graveyard. Elder Apostle Tahar did a edifying video on that, going into how the dead should arise first, and it had came out that it was a possibility that video could have been AI generated. Okay, and so be it, even if it is. But at the end of the day, these things are gonna come upon the earth. There's gonna come a time where sci-fi is gonna become reality, pursuant to biblical prophecy. So it doesn't matter if this event, ultimately was real, whether it was fake. It doesn't matter, because the real one is gonna come at some point in time. And everybody, this idea that people have that there's certain things that are not possible, things that are outside of the laws of what they see and what they understand, they're gonna actually take place, and it's gonna be reality. It's actually gonna be happening in their real lives, and most people aren't gonna know what to do. They're not gonna know how to handle it. They're not gonna know what they're seeing, but the Wadi Habah Shem Yahushua for this knowledge, because we understand it. First and foremost, we understand that prophecy says it's coming, and we understand what these things are and for what purpose. This is Luke 21:25. It says, "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity," because they're going to be uproars in these various countries. One country fighting against another, one people against another in the latter days. It says, "The sea and the waves roaring." It says, "Men's hearts failing them for fear." And that's the key point that I wanted to get in that scripture. Why are men going to be in such a fearful state in these last days? Because this is what the scripture is talking about. This is going into the last days. This is going into the end. So what's going to be so terrifying that when men see it, they're going to just have heart attacks and drop dead? What is it going to be? It's going to be images. It's going to be sights that they're going to see, similar to, whether that was AI generated or not, similar to what we saw in that video. The Lord can create something even more terrifying than that. And it's highly likely that He will, and it's going to come upon the earth, and people just going to start having heart attacks and dropping dead, because they're not going to understand it. They're not going to know what it is. They're not going to know what to do about it, and they're just going to be in such great fear that they just going to fall over. Heart attack. Done. And this is what the prophets have been warning of. It says, verse 26, "Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth." What is the Lord coming with? He's coming with the chariots of heaven, the thousands of heaven, okay, the angels, and they're coming in flying UAPs or UFOs. That alone is going to blow people's mind. They're not going to know what the fuck to do, what to think. That overwhelmed that they're going to feel for the things that they're seeing is going to be too much for them. They hold system, it's just gonna shut down. They just gonna fucking drop dead. So you think that the Lord can just come with these smooth ships that just look, perfect? Nah, he can come with something that looks absolutely terrifying, like what we saw in that video clip. Or he can have a person's mind see it that way. Because the Lord said in these last days that he was gonna let's get it real quick, because this is the plagues of Egypt all over again. There's gonna be apparitions. The Lord ain't messing around, man. I'll get this one. Solomon 17:13, it says, and the expectation from within being less, counted the ignorance more than the cause which bringeth the torment. But they, sleeping the same sleep that night, which was indeed intolerable, and which came upon them out of the bottoms of inevitable hell, it says, were partly vexed with monstrous apparitions. These is like plagues of Egypt. This is talking in more, in greater detail about what the Egyptians were going through when the Lord was plaguing that place. So they couldn't get sleep. They were tormented in their sleep. And what did the Lord say? Verse 15, it says, were partly vexed with monstrous apparitions, man. Think about the scariest horror movie you ever seen, and amplify that. And think about if you were seeing these things in real life. This is the type of hell that the Lord was putting on them Egyptians in that time when Pharaoh wouldn't let his people go. They were partly vexed with monstrous apparitions and partly fainted, their heart failing them. And the plagues of Egypt are coming back by way of the Lord's judgment that he's getting ready to bring to America, because this is Egypt all over again. Just like we were in bondage, and when I say we, I'm speaking of the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Just like we were in bondage in Egypt, we are in bondage now in America, because that word Egypt means bondage. And we were brought here in ships, and we were held captive, and we are still captive yet, even into this day. And so the Lord is going to destroy this place, America, Babylon the Great, spiritually Sodom and Egypt. He's going to destroy this place, and on the way out, he's going to send these monstrous apparitions. He's going to send fearful sights, and all of these, different events that's going to take place in these last days as the Lord wrap things up in this place. Is going to be so terrifying that people their hearts are going to fail them. We're reading it here again. I'm gonna get it again. Verse 15, it says, we're partly vexed with monstrous apparitions and partly fainted. People just passing out. It says their heart failing them, for a sudden fear and not looked for came upon them. See, it's gonna be things that people didn't expect to see. And that's the point. Whether AI generated or not, ultimately in these last days, the Lord getting ready to send plagues upon Egypt again. Let's get that. And then I'm going to close it out. This is going to be a quick hit. Plagues upon Egypt as before. Second Esdras 15:9, it says, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Again, we're in Egypt now. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Okay, that's how you know it's not talking about the ancient Egypt, because Egypt is not going to be utterly destroyed. The Lord is not going to destroy that land from off the face of the earth, but he is going to destroy America from off the face of the earth, pursuant to biblical prophecy. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment that God shall bring upon it. That's the point, man. So the Lord is going to bring plagues upon Egypt as before. All right. So if we go back, you know what? Let's go back and finish this out. It says, Luke 21:26, it says, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in a cloud. You see, the Lord is coming in a cloud. That object looked as the appearance of a cloud with darkness and little lights in there, and you know, it looked like a cloaked chariot. We don't know the exact appearance of the chariot that Yahushua is coming back on. We know it's going to be big. You know, we know he's going to be flying upon it. But like I said, when it comes to the Lord bringing terror upon people, the Lord could have people see a certain thing in their vision to make it, you know, these chariots look different, to make them look terrifying unto that individual. The Lord could bug your mind out that way. He got the power to do it. So, you know, ain't no telling what these people are going to see. But we know that this is how the Lord coming back, man. So it's not far-fetched to think that the Lord can come back in such a terrifying manner. It says, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. That's speaking to us. That's speaking to the Israelites. And that's speaking specifically to the elect in this time. So anyway, Lord willing, again, I just wanted to make that quick point. With that, Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next time, shalom.